The harsh reality of managing deer is that unless you're dealing with a high fence, you know what, we're going to lose deer. That's life. You know, it can get unbelievably frustrating. Trust me, I'm going to go ahead and bore you with a personal story here, but there was a 1,500 acre piece of ground that I was managing. Blue Tongue and EHD came through, and just like that, they wiped out 70% of the deer herd. Before that happened, I was so close. I had 15 different bucks that I was excited about that were 4.5 years old or older. I had a handful of booners. Everything was shaping up exactly like I wanted. Gone. I'm down to 4. And then the neighbor outfitter starts hammering them because all of a sudden their home ranges are going all over the place. There was one left who was a mid-170s deer, tremendous animal, and the outfitter neighbor, he promised me that he wouldn't let any of his clients shoot it. I knew that wasn't the case. I mean, how can you tell a paying client that you can't shoot a big deer like that? You can't. You just plain can't. But anyway, I'm out hunting. I get a text from him. I know you're going to hate me. All I ask is someday that you forgive me. And I told myself, look, you know what? The guy who shot this, he's done nothing wrong. It's not his fault that EHD and Blue Tongue came through. He hasn't done anything. You know, go home. Before you go over, I shot a buck that day. I was renting space in their meat house. Before you take that deer over there, you stop off at home. You go ahead and put together a chip with all the pictures and video footage you have of this deer for him. You grab the sheds, you give him those as well, and you congratulate him because he's done nothing wrong. So I get there. I'd shot a 4.5-year-old, 130-inch buck that was just a runt in every way. True management buck that needed to be removed. And I'm prepping him in the cooler. I'm looking over at that absolutely gorgeous 4.5-year-old, and this guy's walking around all happy, all proud, as he should be. Because you know what? He did nothing wrong. This is deer hunting. This is managing deer. It is 100% our right to do anything legally ethical on our side of the fence to try to keep those deer there. But you know what? They are going to jump the fence. Even on 4,000 acres that I managed, we lost 20% of the deer from jumping the fence. On a 40-acre property that I used to own and manage, you lost a lot higher percent. It's going to happen. They have every right to do that. Focus on what you can control. Do not waste your energies on anything else because it is absolutely positively toxic. As deer managers, as habitat improvement specialists, as hunters, we pour our heart and soul into our properties and the deer on there. But you know what? We do not own the deer. We don't. You know, unless you have a high fence, they're gonna cross property lines. That's the price of poker. Focus on what you can control. Do not sit there. I know it's hard. I've lived it countless times. Do not sit there and let it eat you up when the neighbors shoot deer that you don't want them to kill. Congratulate them because they're doing everything they should. Okay. Instead, focus all those energies on what you can control. You do that, not only does your sanity stay a little bit more sound, but you are that much more productive because those negative emotions on things we can't control, they are absolutely toxic and they serve no purpose. Take that energy and focus on what you can control and do the best job you can at that, and you're going to be better off in the long run.